All right, so welcome back, everybody. I'm here on chess.com today doing another 30-minute rapid game. Got the black pieces today. I'm playing Hossein Lawdy. I don't know if that's how you pronounce that, rated 1739. So yeah, we'll see sort of how it goes. Playing my French defense, which I've been focusing on a lot recently. Knight c3, not a move you see very often. D5 here, again, sort of normal French territory. Looks like it should work. Again, I'm going to be focusing on time management a lot in this game, with the idea that, especially trying to get through the first 15 moves within 24 minutes. Okay, so knight f6 looks normal here. If they play bishop g5, I'll reinforce the d5 pawn with c6. And they do that. Although the queen protects the d5 pawn as well. It's probably a good idea to reinforce, though. Sometimes I want to get my queen out of this pin. I want to play knight b to d7. Knight b to d7, the d pawn would be undefended. Yeah, I think we want to do that. c6, stopping knight b5s. Also bishop b5 check, stopping that. Okay, so bishop to d3. Bishop d6 looks normal in this position. This kind of looks like a bit like an exchange French. I mean, we did exchange pawns, but it's definitely not a normal move order, especially with the knight on c3. Okay, so the queen comes out. If I play bishop e6, and they then play bishop f5, it looks like I could still castle, because if bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes e6, pawn takes e6, queen takes e6 would be with check. So that's potentially problematic. So bishop e6, bishop e6, bishop f5. Bishop e6, bishop f5. Bishop e6 looks like the normal move. Bishop e7. Bishop e7. Bishop takes f6. G takes f6. Bishop e6 looks like the normal move. Bishop f5 is what I'm thinking about in response. So bishop e6, bishop f5. Maybe something like queen c8. Then the knight is in bad shape. Maybe bishop e6, bishop f5, castling short, bishop takes, maybe just pin, rook e8, but then bishop takes f7. I feel like I've had a similar position to this recently. I gotta get the tactics right. Even though I'm taking a little bit of time on this move. Bishop e6. Bishop e6, bishop f5. Bishop e6, bishop f5. Castling short. Again, bishop takes e6, f takes e6, queen takes e6, Queen takes e6 check. Do we just play king f8 in this situation? Is that best? God, I'd really like to not play king f8 if I didn't have to. King f8. Bishop e6, bishop f5. Bishop e6, bishop f5, queen to e7. Castling long. Knight b to d7. Rook to e1. Rook to e8. Alright, I think bishop e6 is right. I think I've got the tactics right here. Queen e7 after bishop, or yeah, queen e7 after bishop f5. Looks like my opponent is having connection issues, so we'll see sort of what happens there. Bishop e6. So that move was a great example of, like, I have a tendency to take a lot of time at various times, but I do feel like that was an important move to try to get right. Because again, I think I've got the tactics right after bishop f5, but these kind of positions can be dangerous. Bishop f5, queen e7. Do they have another way to put an attacker on e6? Okay, so in this situation, I think just castling. They're trying to play f5. Castling f5, bishop d7. Then the queen and king are lined up, so that's problematic for them. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think bishop f5 was the more testing try there. I'll see if I have the tactics right in the analysis. I think I was looking at like queen e7 as the most probable move. I was also thinking about moves like queen c8, although that would allow bishop takes f6, ruining my kingside pawn structure. So it's going to be a little difficult for me to make my 24-minute mark goal with my time, getting to move 15 by 24 minutes. I think here just bishop d7. But we'll see what we can do, try to recoup some time later on. Here I'm threatening rook e8. Yeah, they seem to be having a lot of connection issues. Rook e8 just wins a tempo. Rook e8, h6 looks plausible. There's a follow-up. Rook e8. Is there anything else besides rook e8? Rook e8 is the move that stands out the most. Although it's annoying that my bishop is now on d7, blocking the development of my b knight. Yeah, let's go with the rook e8 though. I don't see anything particularly wrong about rook e8, so let's do that. And then after this, I think like h6, asking the g5 bishop what it's doing is a good idea. There's a bit, if after h6, if bishop h4, I have ideas like bishop f4 check, Although I'm not sure if that's doing a whole lot, and it also depends on where white puts their queen. Yeah, some big task of mine here is going to be to resolve my queenside development issues. So I do see that I have a move like knight to e4. No, I don't. Just kidding. Knight e4, just knight takes e4 by white, and then I can't take on g5 because the knight has that square. But I do have maybe knight g4. And if bishop takes d8, knight takes f2, forking two rooks, winning an exchange. That should be good. But does white have a good solution against knight g4? Moving their queen to defend their bishop would be the first thing to think about. Knight to g4. Knight to g4, so something like queen to d2. And then maybe I have f6. Although my knight is a little unsure of itself out there on g4. Knight g4, queen d2. Knight g4, queen d2. The queen and king would be lined up in that situation, which is interesting. But again, I gotta make sure my knight doesn't get in trouble. Knight g4, queen d2. Knight g4, queen d2, f6, bishop to f4, bishop takes f4, queen takes f4, knight into h6 is also a move. That might be the most straightforward bit. h6, bishop h4, then black is controlling f2, taking away that square from my knight. Knight g4. Kind of latching onto this knight g4 idea, and I don't know if that's good. Trying to free things up. Maybe I need to stop worrying about that. Knight g4, queen d2, f6, bishop f4. Trading bishops with the queen ending up on f4. Knight to e3, hitting the rook. It just feels a little awkward. Knight to yeah, taking a lot of time on this move too. But again, the tactics have to be right. Yeah, this is a quickly tactical position. Knight g4. Knight g4. Knight g4. Knight g4. I mean, in some cases I could just play h5, supporting the knight. If it gets sort of lost in the wilderness out there. It doesn't feel comfortable though. Although we could come back to h6 and be attacking f5 in some cases. Alright, let's go with this. I wasn't really seeing a lot better in that case. I felt like if I just continue with my queenside development, then I might get a little tangled up on the king side. Black has a lot, or white has a lot of pieces on the king side. I mean, I'm starting queen takes g5 besides starting knight takes f2. Again, I predict queen d2. Oh, do this. Which is interesting for sure. Do I have to retreat my knight in this case? Yeah, I might have messed up the tactics here. Yeah, I did not see this move. Queen h4. Knight f6, if they take twice, then I got a messed up pawn structure on the king side, but yeah, maybe knight g4 was probably a bad move. It's a good case if it turns out that it was a bad move. It's a good case of, oh wow, what happened here? What happened? Quit without resigning and losing position as cuties. Huh. Is this much better than I thought? Did they hang a piece somehow? They might have hung a piece. And they just didn't like that. Do I have something like queen takes g5, queen takes g5? What am I missing here? Queen takes g5, queen takes g5. Bishop f4? Queen takes f4? Alright, let's see what the engine says. Like, I might be totally missing some tactical nuance here. 12 moves, this is really weird. Yeah, I feel like some questionable tactical moments in that game around the move bishop e6, and my question is whether white had bishop f5 and what would have been the tactical solution there. And also that last position and the position before that, if knight g4 was good, I suspect I might have been missing something. I mean, if they resigned, if they resigned because there was a tactical solution there that they saw that, again, as of this point, I missed, it would be a good example of, like, you should probably wait to see if your opponent sees the tactical solution, and it's probably gonna be something really easy. Yep, looks like it was something really easy. What did I miss here? Yeah, so I did predict queen d2, and the computer says queen d2 is best. Game might have continued. Queen h4, bishop f4, check. Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet. Yeah, just winning a bishop. Yeah, I thought it was something having to do with this check on the king. But yeah, I have to admit, I didn't see that. Maybe I would have saw that. I mean, I had already taken so much time on my analysis of the previous couple moves. There was a good chance I was going to take a decent amount of time on the analysis of this move. But yeah, whether I would have seen that, this is, yeah, it's an interesting move. So yeah, let's see. Once again, analysis. Queen h4 is a blunder. Show the lines. The best move is this bishop f4 check. Again, double attacking, forking king and bishop, and double attacking the bishop. If the bishop takes, then the queen is en prise. Yeah, hope I would have come up with that, but yeah, in the initial foray there, I was not coming up with that. So, yeah, opponent probably should have waited to see if I did come up with that. Yeah, all right. So let's check out some of these other positions. So yeah, they go for this. What do they call this? The Svenonius variation. Svenonius, if anybody is, has a better pronunciation than me of that, let me know. That's really kind of weird looking. Svenonius variation of the French defense. Again, it's not a variation you see very often. And yeah, let's go ahead and turn on the openings book really quick. So this, so this knight c3, it is the 5th most common move, it looks like, against 168,000 games. 1,300 have knight c3, so very uncommon. Again, the most common move here by far is d4, d3 too for a King's Indian attack. Yeah, very interesting. Yeah, I assume d5. Yeah, d5 is the 2nd most common. So they actually say c5 in this situation too, trying to stop d4 by white. So d4, bishop g5 is what white plays. c6 is what I played, but they say bishop e7 or bishop e4. Yeah, bishop e7 makes a lot of sense in retrospect because it gets me out of this issue of this queen coming to check on the e-file, which caused me some tactical issues that we'll see again here later in the analysis. But yeah, I played c6 just reinforcing the bishop. Yeah, and then the point with with bishop e7 is that there's none of this business. Yeah, you're not winning a pawn because the queen is just defending. There's no pin. Yeah, so it does away with the issues. So bishop e7 in that situation, probably the way to go. Bishop e4, pinning white's knight and stopping the attack on this pawn. That's a good idea as well. Okay, so in any case, we have c6, bishop d3. That's where I played, bishop d6 is the 2nd most common move, but it's pretty even with the most common, which is bishop e7, again getting out of the way of the check. Then we have this check, and bishop e6. Yeah, so at about this point, we should go ahead and bring the engine in. And it does say bishop e6 is best, so I'm curious what... Yeah, it does say bishop f5 was the best try for white, which is the move that I kept wondering about. And it does say castling as one of the moves. It also says queen e7 and queen d7. Queen d7 getting out of the pin on the knight. I don't know about that position. So queen d7, bishop takes, g takes. I haven't castled yet, so I can maybe just do something like this and then just castle queenside. Yeah, that's probably fine. So bishop e6. Bishop e6. So yeah, so let's go back to this variation, bishop f5. And what was the move that I was curious about. Yeah, I was thinking about queen e7. I did say that during the game. That was my most probable solution, defending the bishop, but also making sure that white can't take on f6 and damage my pawn structure. Whoops, let's get rid of that. And here I was thinking of castling, but the computer doesn't seem to like castling because it looks like, yeah, we just lose, or white just loses a piece. Yeah, so that's no good. So it suggests bishop takes and then f takes or queen takes. Says f takes is a little bit more precise. Okay, yeah, so that's a playable position. It's just important to remember, I guess, for me in this kind of position, that when I'm doing the analysis in my head, that at certain points this bishop is going to be hanging, so you got to factor that in. Whereas it wasn't hanging when this pin was going on, but after queen e7, the king is no longer pinned. Anything else to say about this position? Because this was one of the more interesting positions, I think, of the game. So bishop f5. All right, and then let's see if castling, which was a move I saw the computer was saying there for a second. Here I was thinking white could just take twice on e6 with check the second time. Yeah, I was thinking inserting the rook at some point with this pin. It does say rook e8, but then, yeah, I had mentioned bishop takes f7 here. But it says king takes f7 is fine. Or king takes f7 at least is the best move. Yeah, it looks like white is just up a pawn there. I mean, black has some compensation maybe, but that's not even obvious. Bishop e3. Yeah, that's an awkward position. So yeah, getting this kind of situation in the future, I guess looking at a move like queen e7 as being most probable. I feel like I've come up with similar situations to this in the past. So remembering this idea of queen e7 unpinning and having this bishop be en prise in various, in certain variations. That's an important idea to remember. Okay, so f4, they went for this move f4. Not the best. It says black has got a slight advantage here. Castling is best, getting out of the pin. And now they do f5, after which, it says bishop c8 as best, and that makes sense. I went to d7. It says d7 is second best by a slight margin, but bringing the bishop all the way back in some variations allows the knight to come here, which is often where the knight wants to go in these kinds of exchange French structures where you have these pawns in this formation. Okay. So, but yeah, I played bishop d7. It really likes bishop c8 by contrast. Okay, and this is where the interesting tactics started. So I played rook e8. Says is the best move. h6 also, knight a6 developing. But rook e8, hitting the queen. And here, yeah, it doesn't really like knight g4. So this was a situation where I needed to sit tight a little bit. This is a bad habit, I think, of mine when I'm in an uncomfortable position like this, where the pieces are sort of bearing down on my king side, and I feel like I'm a little on the receiving end of things, just to sort of hold it together. So this move knight a6, just getting some development. The computer seems to like that the best. It actually says black is doing excellent. There, h6 also asking the bishop what it's doing. Let's see if we play h6. Most of the time people play bishop h4 in this situation, but it doesn't even mention bishop h4. Something go afoul with bishop h4? Yeah, it looks like there's a tactical solution, right? It was the same motif that we had before, where the knight comes in and attacks here, and we've also got, we've also got this attack. So we get queen e1. Wow, if white's got to do this, that's pretty bad. And so bishop h4 is no good. That's interesting, because I think a lot of times people, in response to a move like h6, just play bishop h4 automatically. But again, here it looks like it's just losing on the spot. Knight g4. Does white have anything else besides queen e1? I mean, they take on d8, you take on f2, forking the 2 rooks. Yeah, according to the engine, the only thing better than taking on d8 is this move queen e1, and most humans are not going to do that. Yeah, so that's an interesting possible trap to remember in the future. If they put their queen on this sensitive square that where it can be attacked by the knight, jumping out of the pin from the bishop. Okay, so yeah, I played this move knight g4. It wasn't bad, evidently, but it wasn't ideal. Yeah, again, computer says knight a6, or h6 was possible as well. And yeah, I mentioned in my analysis this move queen d2 is what I was expecting, holding on to the bishop, getting out of the way of the knight, but also holding f2, stopping knight f2, forking the rooks in some lines. And if white would have done that, yeah, it says f6 is the best. That's the move I was thinking of. Yeah, this is sort of the line I was mentioning. But yeah, white went for this line, queen h4. And yeah, in the game, I didn't immediately see the tactical solution. Again, I hope I would have seen it. Like I said, I had already been taking a good amount of time on my moves up to that point. And I think that at least that's a good takeaway from this game. So I did have time management goals, right? So I mentioned trying to hit the 24-minute mark, and having 15 moves completed. That's a guideline, of course, though. When you get in tactical positions that require more thought, you should stop. And I had done that a couple times previous to this move, and I hope I would have done the same here and had the sense that, hey, you know, this king is kind of exposed. There's some alignment issues here with the bishop and with the queens. Hope I would have seen that. Can't guarantee I would have. I hadn't mentioned it yet in my analysis, but yeah, oddly, the opponent resigned without giving me a chance to see it. And I've done that similar things before too. I've seen what I thought were tactical ways to refute my previous move, and I've just resigned because you're so disgusted with yourself. And that's not a good idea, because there have been situations where I've done that and the tactic that I thought I saw did not work. So I actually just was like in a winning position or an equal position. I was not losing like I thought I was. And there are other positions where I just resigned. But there's a good chance the opponent would not have found it. So I think that's a good learning thing too, to sort of let the moves play out on the board before just, you know, resigning in disgust. This is not an obvious tactic. So yeah, I'm not sure about resigning there. Anyway, hope you guys got something out of this game. I know it was pretty short, but I think a good example of tactics that can happen in the opening and how to adjust to what's going on in the opening, especially regarding certain plans you might have. So yeah, I hope you guys got something out of it. Let me know in the comments, and looking forward to making some new content here soon. Have a good day.